today. From Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, it's week 1 of the NFL preseason on EA Sports. It's the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Denver Broncos.
So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And leading the charge, their lefty QB.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Oh, that one sailed a bit, but the catch is still made. 27 yards there, a first down.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on him. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 48-yard line. Back to throw. Wood. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to throw again. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And this is taken in at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And there's not a quarterback in the league that will ever complain about having small receivers like a Tyreek Hill or a Cooper Kupp who can find a seam, have good vision, and get open. But when you're throwing downfield like this, you want a big, tall receiver who can go above the rim, or if you're a volleyball fan, above the net and get it.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And he had to be pleased at the start of the last drive. The offense was moving, but certainly not pleased at the end result, an interception.
And every team we ever talk to, at some point in the conversation, the coach, player, someone talks about, you know, we've got to finish. We've got to finish off drives, finish off the game. There's an example there of not finishing, doing everything right, but not getting the result that you need.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Now Wood to throw on third down. Airing it out deep for Woods. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Wood dancing to his left. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Wood. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard, because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing his 2nd interception.
Out is their quarterback with this offense to take over once more. And he's had his struggles here early with a couple of interceptions as he'll try to refocus with a 1st and 10 to start this drive. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. John Franklin Myers. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. We're scoreless after 1. So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory. And a little bit of a surprise, they lose the turnover battle, but wind up winning the ballgame.
And this is very unusual because you know all teams stress winning the turnover battle as a key indicator to winning ball games. So when you get something that goes against the grain like the one we saw here, it's quite the oddity. Now, let's face it, they'll be very happy that they pulled this off, but they do know that in the future, they've got work on taking care of the football because this won't happen very often.
Tonight, from Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, it's a special Saturday night edition of the NFL on EA Sports.
So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And a look here at their signal caller, the fifth-year quarterback.
Every quarterback in the NFL has a little bit of his own signature style out there, but for this guy, he really plays the game in a different way. It's led to a couple double takes from us up here as we see him as something truly unique. It's not that he's just the strongest passer or the best athlete to ever play the position. He just has a certain way of seeing the action, and it allows him to...
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were in nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
He's hoping for better luck here on drive number 2. Of course, the first drive, he threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. And now starting again here, 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. A big play there for Indy. 51 yards.
Seems like all the fireworks in this first quarter have been on the other sideline, but here they're saying, hey, we've got some explosive guys on our side too. And that's a big play in a game that's looking like it might be full of big plays.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Back to throw. Wood. And that's going to be incomplete.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up 3rd down. They'll look to throw again. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. Now they're staring at a 4th down as Arizona's defense does its job. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Now a 2nd and 10. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. That is caught. Michael Pittman with it. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did, and they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Looking to throw. Wood. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll put him close to 100 yards receiving. He's at 98, and he's got a 1st down.
Brandon, what's even more impressive is that came against double coverage. He gashed them with that reception, even with the extra focus that he drew from the defense.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 47. Back to throw. Wood. This one completes Alec Pierce. And he's taken down inside the 30. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Now, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Michael Pittman, 28 yards. And the Colts are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Their quarterback leading this offense back out. On the last drive, he found Michael Pittman on the touchdown pass. And they'll try again here, 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Wood. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. And he'll get this back across the midfield stripe and down to the 47-yard line. Their quarterback in this offense heading back out to the field. He's got a touchdown pass in this 1st half, but he's also been intercepted twice, so he'll be looking to be a bit more careful with the ball here as they start on 1st down. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. A big play there for Indy. 45 yards.
Well, he worked his way quite a bit in this 1st half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He is such a handful defensively. Just too hard to keep him under wraps. It delivers a big play here for this offense.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Looking to throw. Wood. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the 1st half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls when you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. This pass caught. It's Woods. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Back to throw. Wood. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Wood to the end zone, but it's incomplete. As we thought they might do here in week 2 of the preseason, they'd left their starting quarterback out there for this second quarter. But I would imagine we will not see him after halftime.
Yeah, this is the time of year you've got to get your backup some reps and make sure you protect your starting quarterback.
He forced this throw, nearly intercepted in the end zone, but it's incomplete. Fortunately, no turnover, but it is 4th down.
Back-to-back incompletions of what was once a nice drive, stalled out here. I'm going to give credit to the secondary partner. Never gave up as they gave up a few yards, and they came.
And the Colts getting ready to go. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
So now here in the second week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters to play a little bit more than they did in week 1, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along, because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in and out of the huddle, no mental mistakes? Are they starting to look like a good offensive football team?
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Wood. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Michael Pittman ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Colts will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. That could be an important swing right there. A touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Out is their quarterback with this offense to take over once more. He's closing in on 300 yards passing already in this first half as he'll take over here on first down.
Throwing to start the drive. Wood. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. To throw again. Wood eluding the pressure right. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Forced out, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
The Colts about to go on offense one final time in this first half. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock.
Here's Wood. A final shot before break. Oh, a contested ball here, and it's going to be caught. And they work this well upfield across the 45. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in just a minute. Week 2 of the preseason is upon us. Each team now with just one more game after this one, and then we will get it all started as we normally do on the first Thursday after Labor Day. In our game, still a lot to keep an eye on.
Well, CD, for the losing side, they had opportunities in this one, but big plays just didn't go their way, especially late, and they have to suffer the L here.
It certainly felt like that takeaway, once it happened, it knocked the wind out of their sails, and they just couldn't get their equilibrium back.
Tonight on EA Sports, it's week 3 of the NFL preseason on EA Sports. It's the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Indianapolis Colts.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paycor Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati.
So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And leading them out is their fifth-year quarterback.
The secret to his game and his success, incredible chemistry with each and every one of the guys who catches passes with him. And not only does he ask them to stay after practice or meet it before practice, he actually demands it because he knows if they have that kind of chemistry built up, they're going to be hard to beat each and every ball game.
Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
To throw is Wood. Looking to throw on second down.
He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman.
And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield.
Well, obviously, they never want to see penalties on that defense, but this one a little bit more significant there on the downfield pass play.
And coaches preach it all the time. You can't put yourself in that kind of position if you're the defender. You got to stay in a spot far downfield where you can play the ball without creating extra contact.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Wood. Looking left side, and it's complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 18 yards that time to push him up 1st and goal.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of it.
And oh, it'll be intercepted.
And the Bengals are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
They'll try to forget what happened on the previous drive. He threw that interception. Sigh of relief, though. It didn't lead to anything, just the punt. Now they've got the football back here.
Wood now on first down.
He'll let one go deep for downs. And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Wood.
He'll find a man over the middle. It's Pittman.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Good yardage there for the Colts. 18 and a first down.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive. Come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
Wood throwing on first down.
And he's got Pierce.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team gets a chance to cash in over his next few plays.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again, Wood. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Mo Alley-Cox, a 22-yard touchdown grab.
And the Colts put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead.
Good bounce-back drive right there through the pick on drive number 1. Drive number 2 leads them right down the field into the end zone.
Agree totally. Excellent bounce back, tremendous poise, confidence never lost. And obviously he transmitted that to his teammates as well. What a really nice drive.
Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He had the interception on the opening drive, but bounced back to throw a touchdown last time out. And he'll look to build on that as they start 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. Wood.
He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman.
And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed.
7-7, our score after one. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Looking to throw. Wood.
That is incomplete.
These offensive starters still out there in the second quarter. You would think the plans for them to at least play into the third quarter, if not all the way through.
Yeah, it might go by feel. If they have a really good first drive to start the third quarter, they might pull them after that. If not, might leave them out there a little bit longer, but I'll guarantee this, they'll be gone by the start of the fourth quarter.
22 yards there, a 1st down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down.
Back to throw. Wood. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
And the Bengals are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line.
Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside. Their quarterback in this offense heading back out to the field. He's been picked off twice in this ball game already, and they'll try to sort things out here as they begin with a 1st down.
Throwing to start the drive. Wood. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes.
Trey Hendrickson showing off his pass rush repertoire that time.
Well, that's an excellent way to get the pass rush activated. The first sack of the game for them comes on the first play of the drive, and it makes it very tough for the opponent to pick up a 1st down now, playing behind the sticks.
Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
And this drive is almost over before it began, thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Wood.
Lets one go downfield for Pierce.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
2 things you can do in that situation. Run and punt the football or try and take your shot at getting the 1st down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw.
He's going up top for Taylor.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. from the gun on third down. Wood. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
I'll tell you what, these last couple of drives, much better from a defensive perspective. They gave up a touchdown on the opening drive, and then after forcing a punt on their last possession, it looks like they're going to get the football back again.
The Colts going to take over now late in this first half with this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half. We'll see if they can move this at least. Now Wood throwing to start the drive. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Wood buying time to his left. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. A big play there just before halftime. 44 yards.
And what great recognition between a receiver and his quarterback, because he's going to recognize the trouble, and then he has two options. Cut off the route and come back to help, or head straight.
A leap, and he's got it. He got it. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Mo Alley Cox in the final seconds of the first half. And the Colts have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. And just before the half ends, the prayer is answered. Defensively, a disaster there.
I know often we're surprised when this actually works. I mean, the excitement level goes way up, but maybe we shouldn't be, because I know as a defender, you've got to play the ball in this situation.
The Colts going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
Here's Wood to throw on second down. And this one is incomplete. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with abandon, that just go out and make plays, and kind of let their athletic ability take over in order for you to notice them. Boy, that ball's just hanging up there waiting to be intercepted. That looked doomed from the start, but they took the deep shot anyway, and fortunately, it winds up incomplete.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now, what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. To throw is Wood on 1st and 10. Got a man. It's complete to Jelani Woods. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Back to throw. Wood. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. To throw again. Wood. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there.
and it'll be third down.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
To throw on third down, Wood.
He'll let one go deep for downs.
A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. A big play there for Indy. 45 yards.
Well, that was a pretty good time for his first catch of the ball game, and it turned into a huge play as well. He's certainly not been a central part of this passing game so far in this one, but he made his presence felt there. A big pickup on third down.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Looking to throw. Wood. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
That's a big force incompletion there to bring up third and long, and this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal, because just a few plays ago, they looked like they were headed towards the end zone.
Wood now on third down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up fourth down here.
Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Sam Hubbard making his presence felt in the backfield. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And that's going to leave him with just one timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Back to throw. Wood.
And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up third down.
Looking to throw. Wood.
He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
After what they faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced.
Scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. How'd you like to be those defensive coaches, though? That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared, but executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
today, from Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, it's Week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Houston Texans.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And trotting out there, a guy who's established himself as a veteran in this league, now in his 5th year at quarterback.
All right, I know it's something that every team says every season, but they genuinely believe that this is their year, and having him at quarterback is a big part of that. They think he's poised for a huge season and can really be the type of player that brings out the best of each weapon that they have on this offense. Behind that type of performance, their goals are high. They envision a lot of wins and finishing among the league's best on their side of the ball.
He was looking for Michael Pittman that time. That'll bring up 2nd down. Back to throw. Wood. And that is incomplete.
So much about defending the pass is being able to be right there at the moment the ball gets to the receiver, and he was right in his hip pocket, helping force that incompletion.
Being chased out left. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman, and he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, how about the challenge we're seeing here in this game early? Man coverage against some fleet receivers. That time, the defense won.
Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. They'll have very good starting field position here after the turnover as they search for the first points of the ball game. Wood throwing to start the drive. Steps away to his left. Caught by Woods. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A quick first down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive.
And how nice is it for him to know that when he gets outside the pocket, he's got a reliable tight end he can go to. So he's able to look his way, find his big target, and set up 1st and goal.
Looking to throw. Wood toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Wood. Looking end zone, and he's got his man. It's Woods. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Colts use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Sometimes those tight ends are a mismatch. They found the mismatch there.
And that's exactly why you want to drop those types of plays, because coverage is just going to go to the natural guys, the guys that make the big plays on the outside. But if you work your tight end into it, that's a tough one for a defense to handle.
Tough. They couldn't handle it. They worked out for 6. Out is their quarterback with this offense to take over once more. He threw a touchdown pass last time they had it. And he'll look to get him in the end zone again here as they start with a 1st down. Dancing to his left. Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. And he'll be touched down at the end, but a big play on that one.
That's a nice throw there, and he's obviously feeling pretty good because, remember, he had a a touchdown pass on the last drive, and here he comes out throwing again, and they wind up getting good yardage and a first down right out of the gate.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 47. Looking to throw. Wood.
He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde.
And the Texans will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And the Colts coming out now. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Wood.
He'll let one go deep for downs. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Micah Hyde.
And the Texans are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
And, partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
The Colts set to take over here offensively. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
So a costly penalty yardage-wise, as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man,
and he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Lets one go downfield for Pierce.
And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. A big play there for Indy. 45 yards. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Back to throw. Wood to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10.
And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
A big play if you think about it right now in this season opener. It's 3rd and goal.
Looking to throw. Wood. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the former 1st-rounder Jimmy Ward.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. The Colts getting another possession here on offense.
And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline? Well, they took their shot. That one was kind of up for grabs that time. And you've got to be careful defensively not to make contact too early. But that was textbook right there to get in tight and force the incompletion.
He's going to try and go deep again.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it.
So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
Going to throw deep for the end zone.
And he's going to look that one in one-handed. What a catch for the touchdown. So a good start to the campaign so far for them here in Week 1.
Yeah, all the things that you dreamed about in April and May and that you worked on in July and August, getting ready for this game, it's all coming together so far.
Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He already with a couple of touchdown throws in this first half as his guys start 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. Wood.
And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there.
And it is incomplete. I had a defender running right with him. And now it's 3rd down.
Back to throw. Wood. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this first half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions. Things are definitely going their way, and they continue to move the ball downfield.
This offense in midseason form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10.
Looking to throw. Wood. And incomplete on the deep ball. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, and they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I didn't like the look of that play right from the beginning. I thought he should have seen the coverage that was there, tried to force it in. That one, he's fortunate, just fell incomplete.
And that's going to be incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
The Colts going to take over now late in this first half. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. Now Wood throwing to start the drive. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Throwing again. Wood. He's going to go up top again. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game. Here's Wood to throw on 3rd down. Flushed out right. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first. A big play there just before halftime. 45 yards. So we reach halftime here on opening weekend as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll get our tour started out at venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And it's the Titans on top as that one draws close to halftime. Tony Pollard, the lone touchdown there as he's cashed one in on the ground. Next, we'll head east. It's on to Cincinnati as we check in on the Bengals at home at Paycor Stadium. And they currently trail in that game against the visiting Patriots. Ramondre Stevenson with a couple of touchdowns there. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. And that game's all tied up as they play the visiting Jaguars.
Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead. It's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
A leap, and he will make the catch.
And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one.
Another big play right there, and this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense.
It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Back to throw. Wood.
He's got Granson over the middle.
Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
Looking to throw. Wood. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And oh, it'll be intercepted.
And the Texans are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
That's a beautiful read there by the safety. Zone coverage, so he's just going to sit back and watch. He knows he can't get beat deep because he has the end line to protect him. So he can react to everything in front of him, and he makes a great break on the football and comes down with the interception.
The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here.
And the last time out, they had the good drive going. You get in the red zone, they throw the interception. Not their first pick of the game either, so we'll see if they're more careful, more cautious here on this drive.
Yeah, nothing worse than repeat mistakes, right? You end up coughing the ball up, you end up throwing a pick, everything goes awry. And now, points don't go up on the board. I just heard a fan scream out, I thought the idea was to score points. Yeah, they're getting a little restless too. I've got a good friend in football who always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
To throw is Wood. Looking to throw on 2nd down.
He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman.
Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. A big play there for Indy. 48 yards.
There's another big play for him right there, and that's not the first time we've said that throughout this game. This last catch puts him over 200 yards receiving for the ball game and leaving the defense with just one word in their mind, helpless.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Back to throw. Wood. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone, space is at a premium for receivers to try and operate and shake themselves free. That one's incomplete.
Wood now to throw on 2nd down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Well, the best don't mind making tough throws, but that was a real difficult one right there. Out of the pocket, trying to beat double coverage. More times than not.
Indianapolis offense ready to go again.
That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback, because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My high school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word.
And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Michael Pittman,
already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And the Colts are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead.
I think all teams probably like seeing that schedule for the first time, looking at week one. Oh, good, we're at home. This is why you want to be home in week one. They're looking sharp.
And I agree with you totally. That's what you want, but there carries a little extra pressure with that as well, because you and I both know protecting the home field, winning your home games is paramount in this league. So you go into it, yeah, we want it, but now you actually have to go out and prove it.
Yeah, two sides to that coin, and looking like they're going to protect it here in this one. And the Colts getting ready to go. A real chance for them to salt this game away after that turnover on downs, holding a 2-score lead in the fourth quarter. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. And that flag accepted. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
And they'll accept that penalty.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. So a penalty that can frustrate a coach so much, a mental error, and it'll back him up 5 yards. Problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. Oh, and a delay of game there. They could not get the playoff in time.
Frustrating for the head coach. Frustrating for the offense. Sometimes you have to get the play call in a little bit quicker.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. Play clock all the way to 0, didn't get the snap off, 5-yard penalty.
And you see the head coach writing that note on his play sheet right now. He's going to be addressing that with his staff. A sense of urgency, get to the line of scrimmage, snap the ball.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. Play clock hit 0. Don't know what went wrong there, Charles, but it's going to cost them 5 yards.
Has to be some organization from the sideline. Sometimes when you're trying to decide on what play to send in, the play caller has to move a little bit faster.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. They were already they're backed up further.
I think they were being so careful to make sure all assignments were covered that they ended up running themselves out of time.
Problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. They're inching closer and closer here to the wrong goal line.
When you're backed up like that, all you're trying to do is make sure you don't give up a big play, right? You don't miss an assignment that really gets you into more trouble.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. Now the play clock hits 0 here, and we're going to get a delay. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. And they're not going to get this one off in time. It'll be a delay. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. Play clock down to 0, and that's going to be a delay. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. Now flags, and we're going to get a delay of game. to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. Flag comes out, and that's because the offense did not get the playoff in time.
And you can see the head coach, he is not happy. Everyone getting away from him right now because he's frustrated that they didn't get the ball snapped in time.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. So if it's moving a little too slow there, could not get set, and they get the penalty. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. And they just did not get the snap away in time. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. On a delay of game there, they could not get the playoff in time.
Frustrating for the head coach. Frustrating for the offense. Sometimes you have to get the play call in a little bit quicker.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. Now the play clock hits 0 here, and we're going to get a delay. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. And they're not not going to get this one off in time. It'll be a delay.